Adjudicate as verb. To make a formal judgment or decision about something, especially in a legal or official setting. The HR department was responsible for adjudicating employee complaints and grievances, working to resolve conflicts and maintain a positive work environment. The board of directors was responsible for adjudicating the company's proposed budget, reviewing financial reports and projections to make informed decisions. The school principal had to adjudicate a conflict between two students, hearing their perspectives and working to find a resolution. The referee had to adjudicate a questionable call during the game, consulting with the other officials and reviewing the footage before making a final decision. The International Court was established to adjudicate disputes between countries, working to prevent armed conflict and promote diplomacy. Castigate as verb. It can also mean to punish or discipline as a form of correction, criticize or reprimand severely. The teacher castigated the students for not completing their homework on time. The boss castigated the employees for their poor performance, threatening to fire them. The coach castigated the team for their lackluster effort during the game. The critic castigated the film for its poor plot and acting. The parent castigated the child for breaking the vase, scolding them harshly. Coalesce as verb. To come together and unite as one. Often used to describe the merging of separate entities or parts into a single whole. To fuse or blend together. Often used to describe the combination of different elements or substances. The two companies planned to coalesce into a single, larger corporation. As the painting neared completion, the various colors began to coalesce into a beautiful, cohesive image. The crowd of protesters seemed to coalesce around a single issue: police brutality. Over time, the small, independent communities in the area began to coalesce into a larger, more organized town. The two political parties were able to coalesce around a compromise that satisfied both sides. Demean as verb. To behave in a way that is considered unworthy or dishonorable. To lower in dignity, rank, or reputation. The teacher's harsh criticism demeaned the student and hurt their confidence. The rude comments made by the customer demeaned the retail worker and made them feel disrespected. The use of derogatory language demeans entire groups of people and perpetuates discrimination. The coach's behavior towards his players demeaned the team and led to a toxic environment. The disrespectful treatment of women in the workplace demeans their contributions and undermines their professional achievements. Discord as verb. To cause a disturbance or break in the harmony or peace. To cause disagreement or conflict between people or groups. The disagreement among the team members began to discord their efforts. The negative feedback started to discord the artist's confidence. The contradictory statements discord the conversation between the two parties. The manager's decision to cut salaries discord the employees. The lack of communication from the leadership team discord the entire organization. Dissemble as verb. To conceal one's true feelings, motives, or intentions. To disguise or pretend. Mary was an expert at dissembling her true feelings, always putting on a cheerful face even when she was upset or angry. The company's CEO was accused of dissembling in his public statements about the reasons for the recent layoffs. When questioned about his involvement in the robbery, the suspect began to dissemble, giving conflicting stories about where he was at the time of the crime. The politician tried to dissemble his true intentions by speaking in vague terms and avoiding direct answers to questions. The spy was trained to dissemble his true identity, adopting various disguises and cover stories to avoid detection. Eka as verb, to make something last longer or go further, often with difficulty. To supplement or extend with difficulty. They were able to eke through the month by cutting back on expenses. She had to work extra hours to eke out a living wage. He managed to eke by on a shoestring budget while he looked for a new job. The company was able to eke out a profit by reducing costs and increasing efficiency. The team was able to eke out a victory in the final minutes of the game. Exonerate as verb, to acquit or absolve someone of guilt or fault. To clear someone of blame or responsibility for a particular act or wrongdoing. The witness's testimony was crucial in exonerating the accused. The DNA evidence exonerated the defendant, and he was released from prison. The company was exonerated of any wrongdoing in the investigation. The investigation failed to exonerate the suspect, leading to his arrest. The review of the evidence served to exonerate the plaintiff from any liability. Hound as verb, to annoy or harass someone with persistent criticism or demands. To pursue persistently, especially in an effort to catch or capture. The paparazzi hounded the celebrity as she left the restaurant. The sales representative hounded me with phone calls and emails until I finally agreed to a meeting. The police hounded the suspect until he finally confessed to the crime. The company was hounded by negative publicity after the scandal was uncovered. The customer service representative hounded the dissatisfied customer until she was satisfied with the resolution. Indict as verb, to bring a formal accusation against someone, especially in a court of law. To charge or accuse formally with a crime or offense. The grand jury indicted the suspect on multiple charges. The prosecutor plans to indict the company for fraud. The investigation could not find enough evidence to indict the suspect. The whistleblower's testimony helped indict the corrupt official. The decision to indict the celebrity caused a media frenzy. Patronize as verb, to talk down to someone in a condescending manner. To treat someone in a condescending or superior manner, as if they were a child or an inferior. The teacher criticized the student's work in a patronizing tone. He felt patronized by the salesperson who assumed he knew nothing about the product. She refused to patronize the restaurant after receiving poor service on her last visit. The bookstore specialized in niche topics that were often patronized by scholars and researchers. The local shop encouraged customers to patronize small businesses over big chains. Pinnacle as verb, to reach or attain the highest point, status, or achievement in a particular field or endeavor. To rise to the top or highest point of a particular field or endeavor. He had finally pinnacled his career with a promotion to CEO. The athlete pinnacled his career by breaking the world record. The singer pinnacled her career with a Grammy Award. The author pinnacled her career with a best-selling novel. The company pinnacled its success with a record-breaking profit margin. Pith as verb, to cut out the central part of something, especially of a stem or shaft. To remove the soft, spongy substance in the center of a plant stem or fruit, such as a sugarcane stalk. He pithed the frog before dissecting it. The artichoke should be pithed before cooking. The apple was pithed to remove the seeds. The scientist pithed the plant stem to study its structure. The chef showed me how to properly pith the grapefruit. Prescribe as verb, to exclude or ban someone or something, often as a punishment. To officially prohibit or forbid something, typically by law or regulation. The school has prescribed the use of cell phones in the classroom. The government has prescribed the use of certain drugs due to their harmful effects. The company has prescribed any discussion of politics in the workplace. The organization prescribes any form of discrimination or harassment. The religious group prescribes certain behaviors as sinful. Squander as verb. To spend money or other valuable assets recklessly or foolishly. To waste or use resources extravagantly or carelessly. The gambler squandered all his savings on the slot machines. The company squandered its chance to invest in a profitable market and now regrets it. The athlete squandered his lead in the race by slowing down near the finish line. The musician squandered his potential by indulging in drugs and alcohol. The government squandered taxpayers' money on a project that was never completed. Squelch as verb. To silence or suppress a sound, especially by damping or muffling it. To suppress or crush suddenly and forcefully. The teacher squelched the student's attempt to cheat on the exam. The coach squelched the rumors about the team's poor performance by giving a confident statement. The parent squelched the child's tantrum by distracting him with a toy. The host squelched the awkward silence at the dinner party by starting a conversation. The company squelched the negative feedback by deleting the comments from their website. Vituperate as verb. To abuse or denounce vehemently. To criticize in a harsh, bitter, or abusive manner. The political candidate was criticized for vituperating their opponent during the campaign. The teacher was reprimanded for vituperating a student in front of the class. The online forum was filled with users who would vituperate anyone who expressed a different opinion. The coach was known to vituperate the players after a bad game. The customer was asked to leave the store after they began to vituperate the salesperson. Wax as verb. To become larger or fuller, as the moon does during its cycle. To grow or increase in size, especially in an uncontrolled or excessive way. Her enthusiasm for the project waxes and wanes depending on the progress. The singer's popularity has waxed over the years, and now she is a household name. The storm started to wax in the afternoon and continued into the night. The political tension has been waxing between the two countries. The moon waxes and wanes in its cycle. Abrogate as verb. To cancel or annul something by authority. To do away with something completely. The treaty was abrogated by the government, leading to tensions between the two countries. The company decided to abrogate the contract with its underperforming supplier. The university senate voted to abrogate the outdated policy on academic probation. The company faced legal consequences for attempting to abrogate its employees' right to unionize. The new administration plans to abrogate the previous government's policies on environmental protection. Admonish as verb. To warn or notify of a fault. To reprove gently or kindly, but seriously. To exhort. The teacher had to admonish the student for talking during class, reminding them of the classroom rules. The supervisor had to admonish the employee for coming to work late, warning them of the consequences if it happened again. The parent had to admonish their child for not completing their homework, emphasizing the importance of academic responsibility. The police officer had to admonish the driver for speeding, reminding them of the traffic laws and issuing a warning or citation. The coach had to admonish the player for unsportsmanlike behavior, reminding them of the importance of fair play and respect for opponents. Level up your English. Master vocabulary, idioms, and phrasal verbs with fun quizzes. Translate meanings into 104 languages. Download now. Link in the description. Please like and subscribe to our channel.